ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ
Hello and welcome. You're watching Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live on this Sunday. This is a great Sunday because very exciting game at Eden Gardens. It started off kind of slow. Wondering where it's kind of going. Looked like a practice game, as Shaun Pollock said. But yeah, it's really picked up steam towards the end. And we're hoping that the second game today can also give us the same kind of excitement. It's happening up in Dharamshala. And the Punjab team is hosting the Lucknow team, who actually have been there for a while, haven't they, Gilly?
They have, yeah.
Chilling and walking around the hills.
They have piecing out up there. That's the thing, yeah. Very relaxed place. But they haven't played since their game here in Mumbai, have they? So they had the best part of a week off.
Yeah, a week, yeah. A week actually, wasn't it? Last Sunday that they
Yeah, that's right.
It's at altitude, so you had to acclimatise, so it's best to get there early.
That's right. The foothills of the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Not the top of the Everest, I don't think there's much. But yeah, they've had time to acclimatise. And we were a little worried that it may rain. But thankfully, there's no rain. The toss has happened. Lucknow has won the toss and they've put in Punjab to bat on a pitch that, well, you'll be able to tell us because it was your home ground as well for a couple of seasons, right?
It was.
They're saying it's a little green, just pockets of green. So what is that?
Well, with that rain around, it sounds like it's been under covers for an extended period of time. My recollection it was as close to an Australian pitch that I've ever seen in India. Maybe
Back then it was, yeah.
Maybe save for Nagpur in 2004. That was a nice green seamer that we got in Test series, but that's a whole different story. Yeah, back then. So, yeah, way back then when I was playing. It was hard and fast and had a bit of pace in it. But I think the word is been under covers and it's got quite thick grass on it, which again is not terminology that we're used to in India, hearing about that type of condition. So what that would mean is if there's still a firm base underneath and you've got thick, thatchy type grass, that means it's going to actually get through a little bit, Polly, doesn't it? And maybe offer a little bit of sideways movement for the seam bowlers.
And if it's been under covers, there'll also be more moisture prevalent than normal. So, yeah, I think both captains said something along the lines of both wanted to bowl first, so no surprise there. I think also because it hasn't been used, what's a good score? We don't know. They don't know. I think you obviously look at the history that they've had there, and it's normally been high-scoring encounters. But if there's something in the surface, use that to your advantage, and then also you'll know what you have to chase. You don't have to set something you're not too sure what you have to do.
Yeah, a lot of these, when they talk about green, a lot of them kind of flatter to deceive. You think it'll be helpful for the bowlers and it never helps the bowlers because it helps the batters because it comes on nicely to the bat. I think the only time I remember this Dharamshala pitches kind of helped bowlers is when there was one bowler who bowled one ball and got one wicket. So he's got a 100% record.
Absolutely. Adjusted to the conditions perfectly.
You have to be a good bowler to get a wicket there. I mean, let's be honest.
You have to be a great bowler.
Particularly with spin because there was no spin.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, the wicket was turning square, but there was nothing on mine. I wasn't turning the door handle, I was pushing the doorbell.
I was going to say, you're overselling it a bit by saying it was spin.
It's a straight break.
I love it. But that's one of those trivia questions that will just stay forever. I love it. It's such a great question. Who in this tournament has bowled one ball and got one wicket? One ball and one wicket.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. You don't mess
and
around.
it was with a nude off spinner, had nothing on it.
It had nothing on it at all.
The doorbell. The doorbell. Let's have a look at the teams. Punjab is going to be batting first. Let's see the batters that they're taking on. Bring that on screen. Marcus Stoinis comes into the team. Who's he coming in place of?
I think it's a spinner, isn't it?
No, just Shedge. So which means they played with 3 foreigners last time, did they? Yeah, I'm trying to remember. They also played a few days ago. Yeah, that's right. They played with 3 overseas.
Thinking of the game before where Maxwell played.
So he's out with a finger injury, so he's done for this season is Maxwell. But Marcus Stoinis comes in. Well, just look at that batting once again and just see the firepower that they have. So yes, I know they wanted to bowl first, but if this pitch is true and the ball is coming nicely onto the bat, man, these guys will feast on it, Gilly.
Yeah, well, Marco Jansen there at 8, the highest scoring international batsman in that lineup, I believe, or there or thereabouts. They've been missing out. The Aussies, Stoinis and Inglis, and obviously Maxwell won't take any further part. They've signed Mitch Owen, I believe.
Yes.
The Aussie boy from Tasmania to come in maybe more as cover when he gets here. But yeah, that lineup, you're right, plenty of power there. Stoinis, if he's coming in at sort of 7, he adds a fair bit of power. I think the top 3 we've spoken about. Seems like we're saying this about a few teams. The top 3, they're going well, but that middle order, they've got to get some runs. And but if the top 3 keep getting the runs, they don't have to get the runs in the middle order.
Yeah.
But I think Josh Inglis, chance for him to move up. I really think he's a versatile cricketer. He plays spin really well, plays pace well. He's got all the variations. A bit like what you talk a lot about, Polly, about just batters having that ramp shot to then open up hitting down the ground if a bowler changes tactics. So Inglis has got that. I expect that he's going to make a big contribution at some point in this tournament.
I'm also looking to see what kind of role Stoinis will play. I'm just thinking out of the box here. Sometimes he's really good with a new ball. And in that area, what you normally get is swing. I don't know if you remember, because of the altitude, like when we go to Johannesburg or Pretoria in South Africa, the ball swings nicely. So maybe they just might use him for an over or 2 in the power play, where the ball's still new and they might get it to shape. And maybe that's one of the reasons why he's been included. We'll have to see.
He opened the bowling for luck now last year, a couple of times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he does. He's got that ability. Yeah. I think he's actually a good option. Probably best place for him is that over, the first over or second over, because he gets some movement. So let's watch that space and see if he does play a role.
Opened the bowling for luck. Now he's opened the batting for Delhi when he played there. So he's been. I'm sure nobody minds opening in this format, but yeah, he's batting in the end, and he did well in one game, really well towards the end. I think it was the Hyderabad game, but they lost eventually. But there was a little bit of fireworks from him at the end. All right, let's have a look at the Lucknow team and see if they've made any changes. Bishnoi is an impact player, so I guess they were. But hang on, this is their bowling team. So
bowling team, yeah.
Wait, all right. Let's see what their bowlers are. They've got Digvesh Singh Rathi, Akash Singh, Avesh Khan, Mayank Yadav, Prince Yadav. And
3 overseas, yeah.
Yeah, they've got the 3 overseas. So will they get another batter in then when they come into bat? Let's have a look at who they have. They have... Mitch Marsh. Sorry, we didn't see him at the top. How could I forget? Yeah. So Mitch Marsh comes in. Pretty easy, which means that Bishnoi is perhaps not going to play. Yeah? A team that has backed him, has retained him.
I'm trying to remember when we did a World Cup game up there. I think the stats on the spinners was pretty average as to how they go on this ground. I don't know, because of the nature of its small altitude, the ball might fly. And then I can remember Mitch Santner had an absolute blinder. And then I'm trying to think who was the part-timer for Australia. Could have been Travis Head.
Yeah.
I think he had an absolute blinder too. He bowled about 5 or 6 overs, didn't go for a boundary, whereas Zampa and everyone else was disappearing. So that might be the reason why that they've decided both sides have kind of taken spinners out of it.
Yeah.
The reading and maybe the grass on the surface, they're not expecting any purchase. And that's why maybe they've been challenged and not decided to go that option on this pitch.
I have a question for you specifically about Rishabh Pant, right? He's a guy I know, at least in Test cricket, I know you've seen a lot and you're a big believer in his talent. This format, 110 runs so far total in the IPL. What would you say to him, or what would you like him to do? What would you like him to change up?
I still think he can just get a little bit more precise with his stroke selection. We love the way he can entertain us, but he's fallen foul of it in Test cricket on occasion. That most recent one in Melbourne, the famous one with Sonny, his commentary. But some of the strokes in this tournament already, right at the start of an innings, just overdoing it a little bit. So that would be my advice to him. He just doesn't need to be opening the door for the opposition so widely. So early in an innings.
Just seems impatient sometimes.
I think he's one of those ones that a coach would say, hey, did you see what Dreyras did today? He was 2 of 9, and then look what he did after that. You've got that potential. You've got all the shots. There's no one who can kind of tie you down if you just get yourself in. And then even when you get yourself in, you don't have to play those big, risky shots. You know, you're a talented individual that can just play orthodox shots. Yes, if it gets down the last few overs and you want to paddle and whatever, so be it. But just back your normal cricketing shots. You're good enough as it is.
Yeah. Let me tell you what has happened meanwhile at Eden Gardens. We'll come back to this game in just a second because complete excitement, complete mayhem has gone down at Eden Gardens. Knight Riders have come up by just 1 run. There was, I think, 22 required of the last over when we came on air. There was a 4-6-4 in there somewhere, 3 required of the last ball, and they managed just to get a single. So they have actually, Knight Riders have won by 1 run. They were 206 for Kolkata when they batted first.
Who did the damage? Jofra? Did he strike it?
Jofra hit 12 of 6. I think it was Shubham Dubey in the end, who was 25 of 14. So I'm just checking it out on the Cricbuzz app real quick. 25 of 14. Jofra was 12 of 8. They ran one. I think he got run out when they were going for the second, which would have forced the game into a super over.
Oh, God.
So,
KKR. Whoa.
by the skin of their teeth. RCB last night by the skin of their teeth. Both teams eliminated, we thought would ruin the party. Both chasing, looked like they would ruin the party.
1 over of the right-handed Moeen Ali to Rian Parag. And that game turned on its head. At the halfway stage when we were doing combox, no chance.
Yeah.
And 1 over and 1 ball. He got 37, I think, in the space of those 7 deliveries.
Tactically though, did you agree with Moeen Ali bowling then when he had 2 of Narayan, I think 2 of Varun, 1 of Narayan, or 3 between them?
I don't quite know why. Yeah.
Because he bowled 2 really good overs in the beginning and done the job that he needed to do, Moeen.
Yeah, and he just, you're right, and he doesn't have the mystery ball.
Yeah.
And it was clear that, you know, the other 2 spinners had the RR batters guessing. You know, there was a few horrible strikes there where they hadn't been picked. So at least that game that was in a slumber early, it's fair to say it found its mojo by the end of it.
But you're 100% right. When you've got someone who's got all these variations and mystery to it, when the orthodox person comes after that, you go, oh, happy days. I've just been trying to fight out which way this is going to turn, and now I just come with orthodox, so I can see that one, bang.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Because they probably brought him on for Hetmeyer. Hetmeyer just took a single first ball and said, Rian Parag, come, you're in great form, you're striking it well.
Yeah.
Helps himself to 5 sixes.
He played well.
Yeah.
Really well, Parag.
He'd be pretty gutted that he couldn't get his team across after that good knock. Great knock.
Yeah.
He'd be disappointed he hasn't produced that knock earlier in the tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of times to win a game.
The right-handers have the case of the nervous 90s, haven't they?
Yeah, there's not one right-hander who's hit 100 yet.
94, did he get 94 the other night, RCB? Last night?
Ayush got 95.
Ayush Mhatre, yes.
And then 90
94.
for Parag today.
Yeah.
There was another 90 as well, right-hander. Nervous 90s.
Yeah, it came down to the same 13 of 3 that it was yesterday. I think yesterday was also 13 for 3, yeah? So today also came to 13 for 3.
But no hip-high full toss.
No hip-high full toss. Higher than hip full toss. Hip-high would have been okay. Higher than hip-high full toss. That was bowled yesterday. But the fact that the Knight Riders managed, we say the game was in a slumber. It was a bit of a slumber when KKR was batting as well. But then Andre Russell comes and to the point that Shaun Pollock just made, he was 2 of 9 and then just was going like this and just boom, just decided to go straight up. And that's why he's our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Shore Kam Kamzada, 57 not out of 25 balls, 228 strike rate. There were 4 fours and 6 sixes. And
throw in his bowling too, because he was the second last over. Imagine if it had gone for 15.
True.
They could have ended up losing. So he played his part a little bit with the ball as well.
Yeah, bowling. And I love the fact that he's good. To just come and bowl your first and only over of the game in the 19th of a chase. Do you need ice in your veins to do that? The nerves of steel.
He's played enough T20 cricket to have probably been in most situations that you could ever predict or suggest. So, no, he's comfortable. It's just 1 over spells, whether it's the 19th or a little bit earlier. But he just knows his game so well. That was another masterclass in T20 batting today, wasn't it? Just particularly given he had that little bit more time, so he utilised it and just really set it up and then just launched, and he just put the fear of life into the other bowlers, the opposition bowlers. They just panicked and went wide and didn't have any answers whatsoever to challenge him.
You have to say, though, that if Rajasthan can take anything away from this game, and they can't take away much from this tournament, actually, but if they can take one thing away from this game, is the fact that they got pretty close even though they were 5 wickets down. Probably the only thing they would take away from this game. No?
Were they only 5 down?
Yeah. I said they were 5 down in trouble
yes,
at the 10 over mark.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%,
and they managed to still pull it really close.
No, they did, and it was led by their captain on the day. I mean, they all batted in and around him. I couldn't believe how Hasaranga came in before Hetmar. At that point, I didn't quite work out either.
Yeah.
But Hetmar made a bit of a score. What, he got 27, I think it was. And that partnership gave them hope. But the disappointment of him getting out and then to fall still 1 run short, because once he got out, they probably would have given up and then just get as close as 1 run.
Yeah, but you keep looking at that total and keep looking at the Rajasthan batting, and then the significance of Russell's runs just come out so much more, because we spoke before in the mid-game show that how this 200-plus total was actually built on the shoulders largely of Andre Russell, and this knock today is so important for him, is so important for the Knight Riders, which had a middle order that was not really contributing much. So I think what Russell has done today for the Knight Riders may just kind of help them surge in towards that 4th spot in the qualifying.
Yeah, a little scare letting them get so close, but at the end of the day, it's 2 points.
Yeah.
And the joy and the feeling around the team, the atmosphere, they can take a bit of confidence out of that, particularly knowing that your main marksman is really teeing it up. A couple of other little cameos around him, but yeah, so that sees them. They're 11 now, are they, in the points table? Is that right? After 11,
yeah. So they're doing well, and I think what the Knight Riders will be, like you said, happy about is that Russell has actually managed to do so much for them. And I don't know if his contract just says 1 over spells, but well, if you bowl 1 and you're that effective, you've got a guy who bowled 1 ball and got a wicket. So you don't mind the 1 over. That's hard work from where you come from.
Well,
full over.
Could be 6 for.
You're surprised he hasn't taken 6 wickets in that much. Well, you never know with Russell. If anyone is capable, he is. Well, so Andre Russell is our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Sure kam zyada. So yeah, he's got them the 2 points today, and they now are kind of there and thereabouts. Now what has happened is that if you think of this train with 10 bogies, the 3 at the back have just fallen away. Right? The train's run now. Those 3 are left. We see this in a lot of films. So those 3 are gone now. But these 7 are pretty much in play. Now you look at Lucknow, KKR has jumped over them, but Lucknow has the chance to jump right back and correct things and play a little catch with KKR.
Yeah, I mean, for them to win today would make it really interesting. There would definitely be 7 teams in the contest. If Punjab win, then you think Lucknow are now being pushed really hard to try and get to 16 points themselves. They can't falter anymore. So a big, important encounter.
So Lucknow basically has to win it to stay alive.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's easy for them.
Otherwise, they start doing the old mathematical chance. And once you start that discussion, you know you're close.
Yeah, because then the demarcation becomes too much. Then if Punjab wins today, then you're thinking that we're pretty sure that 3 of the spots are kind of stitched up already, because when you look at that points table, if Punjab was to win today, then you're thinking, oh, RCB with their points and GT with their points and Punjab with their points and the game's coming. Sure, it's okay, don't be shy, sure. If you do that, those 3 then pretty much look like a shoe-in if Punjab wins today.
And you also have to check the fixtures to get your scenarios.com, because what might happen is you might have, for example, Gujarat would play Punjab, and then one of them's guaranteed of getting the points.
Yeah.
Or Delhi might be playing Mumbai or something along those lines. So we'll have to check that. But from a Lucknow perspective, they have to keep themselves alive. Punjab, not the end of the world. They're on 13. But they would still also love to have a victory under their belt.
Yeah, all right. We have our score guesses left to do in Dharamshala. First game there, so no idea.
This is just throw a number out there, isn't it, really?
Do we go with the extra grass and they might all both wanted to bowl first, so that means there'll be a bit of assistance? Or do we think small ground, ball disappearing over 200.
Has there been a ball bowled yet?
Oh, that's interesting.
How many balls have been bowled?
Look at us. Like, I'm just like lying down now. This is like, this next part of the show is just going to be 3 people sitting on your screen and thinking.
2 balls bowled, no runs, and the ball's going around corners.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm just
I
thinking.
thought somebody told you something.
Okay, I'm going.
Well, you're the host. You go first. You're the
Oh, tough one, man. I'll go
number in my mind.
191.
1.
I'm going to stick with my 187. Come on, 187. Come through for me.
Hanging in there with it. I'm going 182.
182, 187, 191. You could get a 186 and everyone's happy.
Ooh.
Winner, chicken dinner. Could be. You never know.
Talking about dinner, we need to get on to order it.
All right.
Off you go.
I better stop faffing around and go do my real job now. So while I do that, see you at the end of 10 overs with Cricbuzz Combox. We're going to join you then. Thank you so much for watching Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ
Hyderabad Express, Rayabasi Station, Netaji Bhavan.